Okay, thank you everyone for being here with us for our first series of a virtual resource fair for families. We're so excited to host some wonderful community organizations in Salt Lake County that work with families, ranging from services that help with child development and childcare to supporting recovery and those with substance and addiction, helping with domestic violence, personal development, job training, and more. So I'll just give a little intro to who we are. So Powerful Moms Who Care is a community organization that began in January of 2018. It's an organization of low-income women working towards safer communities and healthier families, especially for people living in extreme poverty and struggling with homelessness. We work to increase the availability of low-income housing for families, as well as accessible, affordable childcare, healthcare, education, and job training. So we're located in Salt Lake City, Utah, and we'll be hosting one or two more of these virtual resource fairs, and then we'll have some social distance events and meetings following these events. So we're really excited about that. I will give a little intro to each of the speakers that we have here. So first we have Head Start with Utah Community Action. So Utah Community Action's Head Start and Early Head Start programs accept year-round applications for children aged 0 to 5. They have 35 Head Start and 10 Early Head Start classroom locations. I believe I counted that. So yeah, we'll have Kelly and Hope speak about that right now.
All right, thank you. All right, are you guys able to see this presentation? Okay, perfect. So we are from Utah Community Action Program. So my name is Kelly, and my coworker, her name is Hope, and she'll introduce herself when she does part of the presentation, but we're part of the URSIA specialist department. So we do the eligibility, the selection, the recruitment attendance for our program. And so we wanted to explain a little bit more about what services we provide as well as how to apply. And so just beginning, what is Head Start and Early Head Start? And Audrey gave a great introduction already about what we provide. But we are a high quality award-winning program, preschool program. We serve children between 0 to 3 years of age, and that's our Early Head Start program, as well as children from 3 to 5 for the Head Start program. We provide educational activities, medical and dental referral services, nutritious meals. We actually have a central kitchen where we prepare food fresh daily, and we take them out to the classrooms in our area, as well as holistic support, meaning Utah Community Action does provide other services, including adult education, weatherization, housing, and so forth. So I'll go into that more a little bit later. And with our program, our priority, we are giving families whose income falls within our federal poverty guidelines and children with disabilities. Okay. And just a little bit more about what services Head Start and Early Head Start offers. When it comes to the health, we do provide a comprehensive program of health services to every child. So we do have a staff of healthcare workers, our healthcare team that goes out to the classrooms to provide these services. Families are provided skills, insights, and linkage needed to obtain ongoing health care. So we will continually remind families about submitting up-to-date physical, dental exams, and other screenings needed for Head Start. The education, we do provide a developmentally appropriate curriculum to children, providing educational outcomes in language, literacy, numeracy, science, and social development for kindergarten. So that's our main goal. Another thing with our education is we really value our parents, and we always say our parents are their #1 educator. And so we always have a lot of parent involvement trainings, as well as opportunities for them to share their insight to our program. And so, and then self-sufficiency. So Head Start, we aim to guide families in creating goals, which lead them to a path to living self-determined lives by helping them identify and capitalize on their strengths. And so a classroom usually has a family advocate assigned, which they will help link families to community partners in their community. We also work on short-term goals and completing those short-term goals during the time they're with us as well as any parenting, any other services that they need. Those family advocates are there for them. So, and then what services that Head Start and Early Head Start offer. So another great way to kind of see more in detail, in depth, what services we provide, it's to go to our website at www.utah.ca.org. And so you can definitely learn more about our Head Start model. For example, online resources for parents. We do have an online parent board. Just what's going on at this time too. I know there's a lot of things going on with COVID. And so we definitely want to let parents know how we're dealing and handling with that, especially with children coming on site. And so they can find that information there as well as a safety manual. So what is the service area and age requirements for Head Start? So Utah Community Action, we serve Salt Lake, Tooele County, Salt Lake County, for Head Start, a child must be at least 3 years old or turn 3 years old by the state used to determine eligibility for public schools. So usually the date would be September 1st. We highly encourage families, even though their child may be turning 3 after September 1st, they can still apply for our program and place their child on the wait list. So when their child does turn 3, let's say in October, we can start looking at those children for a possible placement into our program. And then with those children that turn 3 after the September 1st date, because of when they're applying and when they get in, they may potentially get 3 years of Head Start. But we just want parents to be aware that for their 3rd year of Head Start, they do have to re-verify income for that year. And so, and then just to make sure, but if a child is 5 before September 1st, then they are no longer age eligible for Head Start. And then just program options. And so I just want to let you know a little bit about the options that we offer. For Early Head Start, classrooms are usually 6.5 hours, Monday through Friday. So the general hours are between 8 to 2:30. We also serve for Early Head Start a home-based option. Prior to COVID, what home base was like was that they receive a 1.5 hour home visit once a week by an Early Head Start teacher. And then twice a month, they would have a group socialization at the center. But this is during COVID, we will be doing virtual services with those home base children. So the teacher does do a virtual conference with the child. And then with our Early Head Start Childcare Partnership Program, so this is a program that we partner with the county as well as some private facilities. And so they're up to 10 hours a day, depending on the individual childcare facility, but the hours are usually Monday through Friday. And we do give priority to families that are receiving childcare subsidy. So specifically for that partnership, they do have to receive the childcare subsidy. And then prenatal program is also a great program that we offer for preferably first-time mothers, but if it's their second child, just any potentially a pregnant mother. We do monthly visits. There is a registered nurse who will conduct the prenatal services with the family, and so they are once a month. She usually does the postpartum visits for if there's any educational services the parent is needing, or maybe helping to develop a plan for childcare once the child is born. So that's what she's there for. Because of COVID, once again, all these services are provided virtually. And then for Head Start, for ages 3 to 5, we offer single session classes that are 3.5 hours. It's 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. General hours for those are 8 to 11:30 in the morning or 12:30 to 4 in the afternoon. And those run from September to end about the mid-May, I would say. So it's kind of like the average the school year. Dosage classrooms are our 6-hour program. Those are still 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and they usually, the general hours are from 8 to 2. And those classes go a little bit longer, and so they start in September and they go all the way till the end of July. And then we do offer 8.5-hour classes, which is our full day classrooms. They are limited in locations, and so we only have 4 locations. And then preferences for the extended hour classes are usually given to families that are working full-time or that are attending school full-time. And so because of the limited number of locations, it is a little bit, and it's highly requested, so it is a little bit harder to get into those classrooms. And then we also offer virtual learning options. So I just want to let you know, because of COVID at this time, things may change depending. But right now we only have 10 children that are on site. We normally have anywhere from 15 to 20 children in the classroom. But because of COVID, we actually are only having 10 children on site, as well as the remaining children in the classroom will receive virtual learning. And virtual learning is still great. How we offer that is that they still have a once-a-week virtual conference with the classroom teacher, and as well as a virtual conference with a family advocate if they need any social services. And then they also have a once-a-month virtual socialization with other virtual children on the call. So they usually send out a Zoom link, and that's how they do the activities with the parent and the child. Oh, and then Hope is going to take care of this part of how families apply.
Thank you, Kelly. Hi, everyone. My name is Hope. I work with Kelly. You can just mute it. Yeah. So I'll just kind of go over how to apply for Head Start, so as early Head Start or any of the programs Kelly kind of went over. So we do accept applications year-round. Like Kelly was saying, even if the classrooms are full at the beginning of the school year, we do look at drops and transfers and things like that twice a month. So we prioritize families as openings become available throughout the year. Some of our classes do end in May, but we also have some that go throughout the summer to end of July. As far as priority placement, we do prioritize families that are experiencing homelessness, foster children, and children with disabilities, as well as families that are income eligible that fall below the poverty guidelines. So step 1 would be for families to apply online. So the website is just right there, the www.utahca.org. There it's going to show all of our programs that Utah Community Action offers, but if they just click on the Head Start program, it should guide them through to apply online. If they don't have internet access, or if they're having any issues with applying online, please just have them call that number right there, and we'll be able to assist them through the application process for that. And then one thing too is if a family has a child in Head Start from previous years, it won't let them go through with the application process online. So if they do have a child in Head Start previously, please have them call that number, and we will assist in adding the child to the family profile in our system. So the second step would be to set up an appointment with us. So normally once the online application is submitted, we so the phone interviews are just, normally we would have it in person, but due to COVID-19, it's all going to be over the phone. Please do not go to any of the centers that's showing on there. our family advocates will be calling families to do the phone interview to complete the application process. Just waiting for the next slide here.
Sorry, Audrey, I think it froze. I apologize. We're having some technical issues.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Do you want to maybe share it again? Oh, perfect. Okay, so once they do apply online, before they do the phone interview for eligibility interview, we do require these documentations. The first one will just be proof of birth. It can be birth certificate, Medicaid card, baptism or placing certificate, foster care placement letter, a hospital certificate, I-94, passport, anything that can show us the, we usually use immunization records as well for the proof of birth. And then we do also ask for immunization record, proof of income for the previous 12 months. We also do look at the previous calendar year. If there's a W-2, 1040 tax form, check stubs, child support and employment, Social Security, or military income. These are the incomes we kind of ask for, as well as proof of residence. If there's any utility bill, rental agreement, or mortgage statement that shows parents' name and their address. And please, if for some reason you can't find any of these documentations, please still keep your appointment and we'll work with you to get those documentations in the process and get the applications done quickly. So once the eligibility interview is done, children will be placed on the wait list for the classrooms of their preference. They can list as many preferences as they want to, and we will, offer whatever becomes available first and try to place them as quickly as possible. Once the child is accepted into the program, family will receive an email and a text letting them know the child has been placed. And then from there, our classroom team will be contacting the families to do orientation. This is just how to refer a family. You can go to our website up at the top again to complete the referral form. And then we'll be able to receive that notification and contact the families to help them through the application process. So we do ask for, the agency who's referring them, as well as parents' name, child's age, address, phone number, and email as well, so that we have contact information to reach out to them. So these are just overall services we provide as Utah Community Action Agency. And all of this also on the website to get more information as far as the details, but this is just kind of all the programs we offer at Utah Community Action. If you have any questions, please, if there's any questions regarding application, or if you have any troubles, please call the helpline number there, or email the RCA team at utahca.org email. I think that was it. I think we'll stick around for the end to do questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Kelly and Hope. There's a lot of really good information, and we'll be posting the links for a lot of that in the websites afterwards in the comments. So you can find those there as well. Next, we will have South Valley Services present. So they are one of the 2 domestic violence service providers in the Salt Lake area. They provide safe shelter and services to men, women, and children who have been forced to leave their homes due to family violence. And they have a lot of other services, so I'll I'll let Monique speak about that now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited to talk about our agency and the services we have available. Let me share my screen really quick. Okay, hopefully you can all see this. So this is our website. If you haven't been to it before, you can go to sbsutah.org. You can kind of see this is what our page looks like. And then let me go to our mission. So our mission here at SVS is to provide shelter, advocacy, case management, and prevention services to individuals and families impacted by domestic violence. We have an emergency shelter that is located in Salt Lake County that can shelter men, women, and children who are victims of domestic violence and are in immediate danger. Our shelter can hold about 52 individuals, so it's quite a small shelter, but it's really safe and secure. And through our shelter, anyone is able to provide access resources such as case management, therapy. We actually have in-house childcare to our shelter residents. So any families with children who maybe are looking for employment or they have appointments with other agencies, we're able to offer free childcare to their children, which I feel like is really And then here's just a little bit of our stats. So this past fiscal year, we actually sheltered 438 individuals, a little bit over half of which were children. So we were grateful to get them in there, get them to safety, and then provide them the resources to become self-sufficient. And like I mentioned, we also have a case management team. And this past year, we have helped 700 individuals with services there. For our case management team, we can help with housing, employment, legal resources, food and clothing. We really try to be a one-stop hub so a client can go in, get resources for whatever category they need, and then we can help them as well with applications or even calling other agencies to make sure they can get signed up to the programs they want. We also have a clinical therapy team, and this past year they served 209 individuals. They are really fantastic. They are able to serve both adults and children, which is we found to be very helpful because, of course, domestic violence is such a dynamic issue. Of course, we have the the adult experiencing it goes through a lot of trauma, but unfortunately sometimes that goes on to the children as well with changes in their household or where they're living. So the therapy has been really great resources for us and make sure that the mental health of both our clients and their children as well as they're adjusting to these changes and trying to get to a safer and better life. Then I'll just scroll down here. And if you do want to access shelter or case management, we do have a 24/7 hotline that is available 7 days a week, even on the holidays. So you can call there for shelter. They'll do an intake with you if you're looking for a safe place to go. If you'd like to meet with somebody from our case management team, you can ask for that as well. And they can also help you get a therapy referral too. And then one program that I really wanted to highlight today was our rental assistance program. So this is just something new that we just started this month with our case management team. We are able to provide rental assistance to clients who are victims of domestic violence and have been impacted by COVID in some way. So here are the minimum qualifications we have for that program. As long as you reside in Salt Lake County, are a victim of domestic or sexual violence, and due to COVID-19 are experiencing hardships in any of the following areas. like needing a security deposit, short-term rental assistance, or utility assistance, please reach out to us. We tried to make this program as low barrier as possible, especially for those experiencing domestic violence. And you can get signed onto our program, and then if you do need some different kind of assistance, like maybe a mortgage assistance, we can help you give the resources to get connected there too. So definitely reach out to our team to get an appointment for that if you're having any trouble with housing. I think Audrey is able to link our flyer down in the chat so you can look at it, or you can just call our agency if you have any more questions too. Our therapy flyer. So we also offer free therapy here at SVS. We do about 10 sessions. It's completely free of charge. The only eligibility criteria is you just need to be a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault. So we don't ask about income, background, anything like that. And for the therapy, we have some groups available, so some support groups, or maybe some groups that talk about PTSD or trauma, just so you can kind of build a sense of community so you don't feel like you're not alone if you're experiencing that. But our team is really great. I just hear nothing but good things from them, and I think it's really nice too, because mental health is so important, but it can come with a high cost sometimes. So this is definitely a great program to take advantage of if you feel like you need that support, especially during COVID with all the stay-at-home orders as well. So this is our flyer. And then one is our parent empowerment group. So this group is really there to discuss parenting techniques and how to be an effective parent if you're dealing with domestic violence. It is a closed group, so if you do want to join, you can email Rachel. She's one of our therapists. She's going to be leading that group, and they're going to be meeting every Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. and it's going to be virtual for now. And you don't need any software. You don't need to download anything. We're trying to make it really easy so everyone can access it. So it's a really great group, and definitely log on if you need that. And the last group I wanted to talk about is our Seeking Safety group. This is more of a support group for victims of domestic violence. And in here, you'll be able to meet other people who are maybe in similar situations and see how they got out of that, or even if they're in the middle of it, provide support. And then you can also get psychoeducation that is really focused on PTSD and trauma. And this group is led by Jake. He's also one of our therapists. So his contact information is down here at the bottom, and there's his number if you want to get signed up there. Let's see. And the last thing I wanted to talk was just about our prevention and education team. So pre-COVID, they would actually go out into the community and do presentations on domestic violence, healthy relationships, and they actually did go to a lot of high schools to do some teen dating seminars as well, to show younger adults, you know, what a healthy relationship is and what are the signs of a bad one and when they should reach out to an adult or a teacher. But if you do go onto our website, they do have the presentations. If you experiencing it, we also have a TV 101 presentation. And then at the bottom, it kind of just goes through the different seminars they're able to do. So if you have a group that you're in charge of, or maybe if you are working with one of the school districts and you think this could be really helpful, some of these education components, definitely reach out to us. Our education and prevention director is amazing, and she's definitely willing to, you know, still provide these services virtually for those so they can get educated, be safe, and continue to grow in good and healthy relationships. So yes, and if you have any questions, I'll link my information below and you can feel free to call me. Definitely check out our programs for housing and therapy. And then of course, if you need shelter, we'll link the number in below to you. Thanks.
That was really great, Monique. Thank you for all that information. Sorry, just a reminder. So if anyone's watching, please post your comments, or your questions or comments in the chat. And then after our last speaker, we'll have some time for Q&A if they're kind of more general questions from any of our speakers. So our next speaker is from the Disabled Rights Action Committee, also known as DRAC. It was organized in 1993 as a grassroots organization of activists who fight for the civil rights of people with disabilities in the state of Utah. They advocate for legislative action and other measures to improve these rights, including care, treatment, housing, and accessibility. So I'll have Carolyn speak more on their current services.
Hey, hello everybody. I'm going to go ahead and share a PowerPoint here. Okay, so we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We've been operating since 1991, incorporated as a 501c3 nonprofit since 1993. So we've been around for a good minute. We're located right now across from the downtown public library. So we're in the building with the Salt Lake Community College just on 4th South there. And we have two main areas of expertise. So on the one side, we do disability advocacy and community support. So all the programs we're going to talk about today fall in that category. And then we also provide case management through the Utah New Choices Waiver Program to folks who are in nursing homes and are interested in getting out. The main program I want to tell everybody about today is our personal protective equipment program for vulnerable populations. So through the COVID-19 crisis, we've been running a donation and distribution program to make personal protective equipment available to individuals with disabilities living in the Salt Lake Valley. So if you're somebody listening who falls into a high-risk category, so say you are a senior over 60, you're a person with a disability, you're immunocompromised, or you have some other health condition that places you at high risk if you were to contract COVID, and you're also unable to purchase protective supplies for yourself, please reach out to us. We can provide things like face masks, hand sanitizer, disinfectant, gloves, soap, and a lot of just about anything you need. We so far have served, I think, 3,000 individuals in the Salt Lake Valley. So we do have the resources to continue to do that. I've dropped my email and my phone number here. So if you reach out to me via either of those methods, I'll help to get you set up with whatever it is that you need. We also have a community helpline. So we receive an average of 30 calls or letters each month from folks with disabilities in our community asking for assistance. And because we have limited resources ourselves, we work with the person who calls to connect them with relevant community resources. So we'll refer people to Crossroads Urban Center or Powerful Moms Who Care, or the wonderful domestic violence resources available in the Valley. And those conversations always end with an invitation to call back if more assistance is needed. I think a lot of people get frustrated that there isn't somebody who's willing to continue to listen to them throughout the entire process from start to finish of resolving their problem. So we're willing to do that, and we're willing to be on the phone and to listen and to help recommend resources. And then the third thing that I wanted to talk about today is our ADA rental kit. So we have a set of ADA marked chairs, a 5-foot table, a large canopy, a collapsible cot, reflective volunteer vests, ponchos, umbrellas, hand warmers, tape, zip ties, collapsible water bottles, and a variety of other seasonal materials that are available for rent for very cheap. It's a low sliding scale rental fee of just $10 to $20 to help us replenish items. And we rent that kit out to individuals and to community organizations that are hosting events who would like to make those events accessible to folks with disabilities. So recently we've been renting this out about the kit. And then those are kind of the main programs that I think would be useful to this audience. Other programs that we have are our university student outreach program. So we help to connect students with disabilities at different colleges and universities across the state with each other through a centralized Facebook group. And we help to distribute information about student rights under the ADA. A lot of students are struggling with COVID to secure the accommodations they need in an online setting. So we've been working with a lot of students to make sure they get what they need. We also have an internship program. So we offer 2 internships a semester. One is always in grant writing and the other one fluctuates. Sometimes it's in digital humanities, sometimes in case management. It just kind of depends on our needs at the time. And then we also work with the University of Utah to provide volunteer opportunities to students, first generation students who participate in the Youth Diversity Scholars Program. So we have a lot of students who are involved and volunteer with the work that we do. We also offer fair housing testing and ADA compliance testing. So we send out individuals and teams to test housing complexes for compliance with the Fair Housing Act and businesses for compliance with the ADA. And those businesses or apartment complexes that are out of compliance, we'll work with them to help bring them into compliance or help provide the information they need to come into compliance. We do also a lot of advocacy, especially during the Utah legislative session, just to make sure that accessibility is a priority for our representatives. And then we're in the process of getting a digital museum up and running, where we will house really cool newspaper archives that we have on our work since 1991. If anyone is interested in getting involved with the work that we do, you can obviously access our services without becoming a member. But if you are interested in becoming a member, the way to do that is by attending our monthly meetings. So they're on the 4th Wednesday of each month. So the next one coming up is October 28th from 1 to 3 p.m. Those are all virtual right now, because of course they are. But those meetings are an opportunity to get to know other folks with disabilities in Utah, kind of talk about how the COVID-19 pandemic is affecting everyone, learn about the resources that we have available, and then also find ways that you can help out or volunteer. We obviously need all the help we can get, so we're always excited when new folks are interested in joining. That's all I've got for you today, but if anybody has any questions in the Q&A, I'm happy to help out.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Let's see if we have any questions. Okay, looks like we have one for South Valley Services. Do they accept Medicaid clients or any for the therapy groups? Are they low cost or free? So yeah, if you want to answer that, Monique.
Yeah, great question. So all our therapy groups and the therapy services themselves are actually free. So you don't need to be on Medicaid. If you're uninsured, if you have no income, they're completely 100% free. The individual sessions themselves, we have 10 free sessions. And then after those sessions, if a client wants to continue a long-term therapy, we help them find a therapist that fits their needs. So say if they do have Medicaid and they want to do it afterwards, we can help them find a therapist who accepts that. And then all our groups are completely free to join. You don't need any insurance or anything like that. As long as you identify as a victim of domestic violence or sexual assault, you can qualify for those groups and the therapy. And that's really it. So yeah, there's no charge there. So great question.
And just following up, so the way that people would sign up for that, it's all online, right?
Yeah, so I'll share the flyer on this with Audrey. On the bottom of those therapy group flyers, there's a phone number and email for the facilitator of them. So if you are interested, you can just call them, let them know that you found out about their group and you want to join. They'll just get your contact information so they can send you the link. That way you know how to get on every time. Or you can send them an email too. Just let them know you're interested. They'll send you the link and you can get on there.
That sounds great. I think that's about it, unless any of the panelists have questions for each other.
It looks like there might be one question. How do we join those meetings? If that question was for us about our meetings, we have a Facebook page. So if you look up Disabled Rights Action Committee, and we post those events every month. I do have the link to our October meeting here. Like I said, it's on October 28th from 1 to 3 p.m. So I'll just go ahead and drop the meeting information in the chat for anybody who wants that directly.
Perfect. Thanks for catching that. And we'll also post that in the on the YouTube channel if that works. Great. So just before we wrap up, I just wanted to mention, so if anyone's involved that's watching or someone that you know in joining Powerful Moms Who Care, we have an English and a Spanish survey online on Google Forms. So I can share that, and it's just a few questions about your life and what you'd be interested in getting involved in. You can also email us at powerfulmomswhocare@gmail.com and follow our public Facebook group or join that, so you can find out about events and news and things like that that are happening, and also these partner organizations. We try to post their information as well. So please check out all their information, and we do have one more virtual resource meeting next Wednesday from 1 to 2 on October 7th. There's a chance we'll have a fourth one. We're kind of sorting that out still, but we definitely will have one next week. And this video will be recorded on our YouTube page, our Powerful Moms Who Care YouTube page, so please share this with anyone who wasn't able to meet or follow right now. And in the next few weeks, probably the week of October 12th, or the week after that, we'll be having a newcomer meeting. So we'll contact you directly to find out a time that works best to come learn about Powerful Moms. So if you're a low-income mom in Salt Lake County and you're interested in making change and organizing your community, please join. And also if you're passionate about affordable housing for families, childcare, healthcare, mental health care, treatment for children, or sorry, fair treatment of children in schools, and job training. Those are just some of the topics that we work on. Please feel free to reach out, and we'd love for you to find out more and possibly join with us. So thank you all to our great organizations from today. I hope we've all learned something. I've definitely learned something. And stay tuned for next week. We also have the one from last week recorded. If you'd like to learn more about those organizations, you can find that online. And if you watched today, please also fill out the form for the chance to win a $100 Harmon's gift card. We will be doing the drawing today, and then we'll reach out to you tomorrow if you're the winner to get you that card. So there's a Google form doc for that, and I will share that again if you didn't get that. So yeah, thank you everyone who took the time to join us and learn about these great resources. So, look forward to the next time we can talk. Thank you everyone.